Alright guys, and now it's time for Chapter 9.1, Scaling the Wall.
Oh,
Donald Trump
I think
joke
this
is
should be
on
paid.
Polygon.
Honestly, I think a Crash Bandicoot joke will be more fitting for scaling the wall.
Although we need to see how this wall is like is stone wall or anything. The wall in Crash was purely wood made by the natives. Wood.
And now Relic.
I recall correctly.
Alright, so, yeah. Now we're once again in Little Knack, so we have to... fuck. Stupid boomerang.
Yes,
Joe, go
Jova?
ahead.
So this section was called scaling. Oh, there's the wall.
It looks like metal, so both of us were wrong, Joe, I guess.
Huh, there you go. But hey,
I love this.
Bio.
Hold on. Notice what's gonna happen now. I like this one. Interesting. Now I'm gonna take advantage of my hitbox of my punch so I can break that yellow crystal through the gate without actually going through it. And you'll see what happens.
Look at this, you're almost out of health.
Kind of interesting. Somehow it triggered the cutscene.
I guess the cutscene gets triggered as soon as you touch the
And you died.
As soon as you touch the metal.
Well, at least you're back to full health.
Wow. It's like they knew that you'd be almost out of health, so they give you a checkpoint that quick. Like, okay, it's kind of a bad sign when a game has to give you this many checkpoints, and it isn't an action beat 'em up like, say, Transformers Devastation, which actually warrants the numerous amount of checkpoints, because that game is brutal, and rightfully so, considering the genre.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Jova, question, since you seem to know pretty much a lot more than I am of Crash. If I recall correctly, like the manual of the first game states that Aku Aku is actually a human being that's using his mask as like...
oh, no. Basically, Aku Aku is actually the spirit of a human who was a witch doctor.
Okay, so he was already dead at the start of the game, okay.
Sort of dead. It's a bit weird because later games sort of hint that he and Uka Uka are apparently actually gods cast down. Then again, that was Wrath of Cortex, and Wrath of Cortex is a mess narrative-wise.
Yeah, according to Wrath of Cortex, there are also the elementals for some reason, and one of them is the fucking Joker.
You know what's fun? Oh, not only that, Tio, another one of them is Biff from Back to the Future, and another...
Yeah, another is Sergeant Hartman for some... What bizarre choice had Traveler's Tales when casting?
You know what's a shame is the fact that, that's...
I mean, they are incredibly good, talented actors, but why the specific order for them?
And they reference their characters to a T with the elementals. Like, it's almost kind of a shame that they got wasted in Wrath of Cortex, because I'll admit, the elementals' personalities are neat and all. Again, though, because it has to try and be like Crash-free, we only get to see them through tiny little face-to-face cutscenes that aren't even for all the levels.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck kind of sound effect was that?
I guess it was the yellow goblin, I think.
It sounds like something somebody who's mutated says. Like, it sounds like he had multi-person talk there.
Alright. Let's keep going through the...
Yeah, this Goblin Factory looks very bland.
Also, for as much as I rag on Wrath of Cortex, that game is exciting compared to this. I mean, to be fair, Wrath of Cortex...
It's okay, Jova. We got a harvester.
Yes, which you
can... For a part that will never actually get made.
For context, by the way, all the harvester does is just, it allows you to collect items from a distance. Like, that's literally all it does.
Well, Dave, even though Wrath of Cortex was just, like I said before, it's just Crash-free warped, but light. It still had some fun missions, and hell, the music was a million times better than this.
Oh, absolutely. The soundtrack is definitely the best and most consistent good thing.
Told you in the blast part, didn't I?
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Kind
well, I'm gonna check myself, don't worry.
Okay.
Also, laser sword or something, like crystal sword.
And
Wow, I can't, Pedro, I can't believe it. For once, it's me who's remembered and Dio's forgotten.
Can you blame me with this fucking game?
yeah.
Also, how is Tiny Mac
This
manage?
game, this is the video game. This is the video game equivalent of styrofoam.
I'm sorry, these kind of gate cannot be lowered by that tiny handle.
It certainly took a long time. And a great
I
deal
mean,
of
and
effort,
if
Fuck
but we're finally
you.
here. Our target is nothing less than the
Mac
complete
had to
destruction of
move his
Gandahar's
ass in order to
manufacturing
let you through
capability
here.
and
wait,
all existing
hold
inventory
on.
of
So now your
weapons.
focus is destroying their entire facility? Where did this
Where would
come
you like
from?
to start?
Because
Well,
he's an asshole, Joe.
un-
This doctor is clearly a very malicious
wow.
person.
Not just that, but remember, Joe, the goblins attacked us first, so that automatically means it's okay for us to destroy
Oh, no.
the entire goblin
Weapons
civilization.
factory.
I get that. The thing is, like, well, here's the thing. I mean, well, from what it was assumed, our goal was, was to capture Gundahar, but now the goal is to destroy the entire facility because, okay, that's kind of a stupid idea because, okay, let's get down to it like this. You don't even know if this is their only facility. Like, seriously. You're like, okay, maybe this was like a goal given by the military I'd get, but you don't even know if this is their only facility. Your first priority should maybe be to get information on all the facilities before you blow up any potential more information you can get. Like, seriously, okay, if he included a line that suggests they were gonna capture some goblins, get information, and then blow up the base, that would be fine. And yet, no, they just want to destroy the base. Never mind the fact that this could easily just be a trap or a decoy base set up.
My guess is, Jova. Okay, here's a headcanon, Jova. Vargas is actually Sherman's father.
Sherman. Who's Sherman?
Very fancy for Jova.
Sherman actually wanted to kill people. Vargas just wants to destroy this facility.
Well, but remember, Sherman wanted to destroy the entire
Looks
ranch.
to be some kind of factory for weapons.
Yeah, but those were actually good people. I mean, admittedly, don't get me wrong. Wanting to destroy the facility is a stupid move, but there is at least some narrative sense behind it. I mean, like you said, it's payback on the goblins and something to, sort of hinder their efforts. It's just the problem is that Vargas has been shown to be, the big smart guy, and let me guess, he's gonna somehow show up all the way up by the time we get to the end of this level, or isn't he?
Teleportation. Shit.
Just,
Well, of course, Jova. This game is up to. Okay, see, here's the thing. At least when Uncharted does this, Uncharted actually takes advantage of it to good humor, like where Nathan always makes.
oh, and look at that! He somehow got up, conveniently off screen.
Where Sully will even say, "Don't worry, I'll be rooting for you from the sidelines" or something like that. Like, so at the very least, they'll actively be self-aware about it. This game just doesn't even try to, at the very least, have some kind of humor based on its limitations or anything. It's just
Heck, even with Crash to Insanity, for as goofy as it was, they had Cortex doing that little teleportation move he can do for some reason to explain how he gets ahead.
That was also necessary for his co-op, kind of like move. But here, the NPCs are just there for the cutscenes and story purposes.
And before anyone brings up stuff like, oh, Dingle somehow shows up at the Academy of Evil, well, he was trapped.
I have to introduce this. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no, this is quite possibly the worst power-up.
Right?
So yeah,
It's cool.
Allow me
It's
to introduce
literally
you,
a pile of garbage.
Oh, trust me, Teo. You think that's bad? This is the worst power-up in the game.
oh, so you do agree with me.
Hey, big garbage fits then in that case.
Oh.
Exactly. You're probably wondering, what makes this power-up be the worst in the game? You're about to find out.
Oh, so you do agree
me
with
guess,
me that
let me
this is
guess,
the worst
let me
power-up
guess.
in the game?
Let me guess, he's the most
No.
Basically, Webs, there's a lot of magnets in this level, which means that you're gonna be constantly... There you go.
Yep. So yeah, you get a power-up and then you immediately lose it as soon as you go off across there, and there's no way you can avoid losing it.
Not just that, but later on it's gonna become not just frustrating, but also annoying.
Oh, by the way, you have to turn off the magnet, and then you have to go back and go get your metal bits if you want.
But first you have to beat this enemy.
Yep.
Is this like, did he?
At this point, the
And
game
you-
is just
thought of
making
everything
fun of us.
and you-
straight in there.
And you know what? Oh, dudes, you want to know the worst thing? The only reason you need that power-up is so that you're big enough to jump up there. That's the
Yeah.
only reason you need the power-up. Like, wow. Holy wow, that...
It doesn't even make you more resistant to the attack.
Nope. Oh, look at that! You managed to avoid the slowly moving magnet, Pedro.
Mm-hmm.
What was even the point of that magnet?
Oh, good, another part that I'll never use.
Wow, 3 in a row.
Problem is that they're random.
Yeah.
Combo meter part, blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's just.
Okay, now I only need 3 more parts, so
And-
that this thing can actually be useful.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Now that's actually one of the few useful ones, only because it helps you in battle. Oh hey Vargas.
Well, how did you got here?
More weapons parts. We'll need to find a better target. Shutting
More
down
weapons
this building
parts.
isn't
Shouldn't be
going to
weapon
accomplish
parts.
much.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Vargas, it's usually the generator, the best vulnerable
Oh no.
Okay, guys.
magnetic field.
This
Really.
is the
Magnetic fields
worst.
literally stop you in your tracks. Basically, if you step on those things, you become incredibly heavy and you barely are able to move. And trust me, there's gonna be a lot of that.
Now it
So
seems.
yeah, as you can see, metal lack is nothing. It exists for no other purpose than annoying you.
Not only just that, but literally hindering you and having you do more than you would regularly need to do.
You need to insert more metal, Pedro.
I know. Remember too, I'm actually doing this blind.
Alright.
Now it doesn't seem so bad here, but trust me, there are some very BS
I mean,
parts.
yeah, so later sections are filled with enemies on these kind of platforms.
And you have to do it.
Very good, Teo. You're a
Three.
real platformer as well.
Come
More
on.
like I can see more like I can see the fact that this game passes out for challenge.
And what does filling up that meter do? Oh, it just causes something to drop, and then that opens the hatchway on the conveyor belt.
Actually, it makes a bit more sense, Jova. This is like the recycling part, so that thing is like a trash compactor.
Oh, no, I get that, but literally, the only reason you make that is just so it opens a conveyor belt, which leads to a scaffolding here.
Yeah, so the trash compactor leads to platforms and more magnets?
There we go.
A trash compactor somehow leads to another room. Boy, you know, navigating must be very weird if you're a regular employee here. Okay, see what you have to do now, rookie, is double jump. Also, avoid the magnet spots that can easily kill you. Watch out for the crushing bits. Oh yeah, and also you have to vault over here, double jump up there.
And these are goblins. These are probably stupid anyway.
Yeah, I mean, okay, look, again, in Crash Bandicoot, believe it or not, the platforming and how it's done, aside from
Of course, long-range enemies can be convenient on the magnets. There we go.
This is so annoying.
So yeah, as I was saying, you know, okay, again, aside from a few points in Crash Bandicoot, I'm mainly talking about, of course, the machinery and lab levels. Those actually did make sense platforming-wise, why they were arranged some ways in regards. And that one just had a cutscene, which leads,
Because you would need to get there. There you go. Also, giant sunstone crystals. I guess we're the generators.
for your convenience.
Then use this guy. And he's still alive.
It's an elite milk.
Alright, now that we've used that, let's actually get these crystals.
Knack is approaching the generator. The generator is losing power.
Oh, you played that game too?
Oh great, another power that we'll never use. Oh, never mind, it's relevant.
Well, no, not necessarily Jova. The same playthroughs of it. I mean, the campaign mode is pretty easy, like 15 missions.
BRB.
It's okay, Teo. It's okay, Teo. All you have to do is play the game 10 times, and so you can make it easier with the power-ups.
Not just that, yeah, even Godzilla, the Godzilla game, yeah, PS4 game is like that. It's like Angry Joe said, if you want to play with your favorite character like Jet Jaguar, you need to, you know, sweat all the fucking day. Nothing, pretty much. But you can have diorama mode. Yay.
Diorama mode.
Yes. You know what it is, Dweebs? You know what's a diorama?
No, wait, no, I was gonna say something you folded up to make a bird, but that's origami.
Now, what are they doing
Whatever.
here?
And to this day, I never found out what a diorama.
Doctor, there are clearly more weapons. Like,
Hey guys, so did I miss anything specially stupid?
Dr. Vargas not understanding what weapons are despite the fact that he noted them in the previous cutscenes.
Not just that, but he's a scientist.
Wait,
This shit.
they're pulling a Peridot with him? Albeit badly.
At least Peridot was both funny and charming on her own.
Yeah. So, yeah, I forgot. What's the point of that ever? Oh, yeah, to do that.
Oh my god, platforming.
Actual platforming.
Isn't that platform... Isn't that platform supposed to tilt? I guess not.
And it's over.
By the way, Pedro, now that I think about it. By the way, audience, we're recording this.
Guys, we're getting closer.
A bit after the PlayStation Experience main conference event. What did you think, Pedro, of the fact that Mark Cerny looked incredibly bored in that event?
Yeah.
He was trying to he was trying to ask Kojima like anything, and the fact that either they hired a shitty translator or that Kojima did not understood what he was getting into.
Yeah.
There
Not
was
just that, but,
Mark Cerny with his like his paper sheet, like sitting on the couch and not knowing what to do. He was like dying inside.
My
Yeah.
guess, my guess is Theo. He's still a bit miffed over the fact that Knack 2 bombed.
Anyway, yeah, PlayStation Experience. I like it, Sony, but yeah, apparently the reason they made it the way they was so that we could get to know the devs behind the games, although don't we already have developer blogs for that?
Not just that, they wasted all the budget and the effort for what they usually use. That's the same theater we use for the E3 events.
Yeah.
It's like big. That means also big production value and cost and everything. And they wasted it on these occasions.
Like, seriously, this year Video Game Awards was the better experience. Like,
Yeah.
And the stuff they talked about was so enthralling that I fell asleep.
Then, to be fair, Reeves, you fell asleep at the David Cage part. There were some legitimately interesting moments, like Monster Hunter World Story Mode.
Medieval.
Yes and no, Reeves. One, because it's good for the series to have more light to breathe in, and the fact that they kept the traditional teasing shot with the shirt. Oh my god. So
Wow.
this section is impossible to do with the iron.
This was supposed... Mr. Pedro?
What?
This was supposed to be a power-up, right? Because by all means, this just seems to be a handicap that really doesn't do anything good for you.
Oh, you need to use the levers. Alright.
There you go.
Yeah, bottle up that crunk.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like Jova said. This is much more of a detriment rather than a fucking power up.
Like...
No, I get it. You need to pull the levers on two sides before actually facing these.
Yeah,
Could you use a Sunstone attack here?
I could, but yeah.
And you know what's sad, Pedro? You're losing health here. You know what that means, right? You're gonna have to go back and you have to go get some more.
That was skipping frames of animation.
Yeah, no, well, actually, that's what happens in a lot of games where there similar mechanics to this. Like, for example, sometimes it's not even intentional for developers to just keep doing that, like the wave dash cancel in the Mega Man X games.
Except, those were on much older hardware.
You're not even bothering with the second lever. Okay.
Well, he's already opened the door, so isn't it?
But yeah, as I was saying...
wait for it, dudes.
I'm glad that he kept also the...
yeah, just a minute and a half before it cuts.
Yeah, they kept the traditional teasing with the shirt, which was a thing we kept since Crash Bandicoot for the Insane trilogy. But the fact is that the remaster, at least from what they've seen in the teaser, it's clearly based on the Resurrection PSP version, which I just say it's not. It's very despised by the original dev team, which, by the way, had nothing to do with it.
Because of the fact that Resurrection is kind of what nearly killed Medieval, pardon the pun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get this. I mean, okay, seriously, Sony. When, look, Vicarious Visions, which is not a Sony division, brought back Crash Bandicoot perfect traditionally, yet when it's Sony themselves doing it, they're taking inspiration from the worst thing of Medieval.
Like, I will give the benefit of it. I can still
One
give
at a
it's got
time.
the same voice actors, but we don't know if the game itself will be.
Actually, they're recycled voice clips from that game.
Okay, yeah, okay. Oh, but here's the thing, too. Maybe the reason they recycle the voice clips is because they themselves don't actually have brand new voice clips yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I give the benefit of the doubt and say that this port is from Masteries as actually differences, like in a sense that they fixed some of that stuff.
My guess is it's in very, very early development, so they don't really have anything to show yet. So they just.
I think that just kind of adds to the disappointment, though. It's like, I mean, yeah, we get it. You have that in the works, but really, if that's all you had to.
Hold on, guys.
Hold on. Here we go.
Here we go. Prepare to be blown away.
Speaking of disappointment, we're about to get a fan favorite of Pedro's. Look, guys, the moon is
Hello,
full.
Doctor.
And she's going.
But how?
And she's voiced by Laura
Do you
Bailey.
mean what happened after you left
Thanks,
me to
Mark.
die?
That face looks so ugly.
And we're doing
After I
this
fell
old
into the
cliche.
chasm,
You left me to
goblins found me
die.
and brought me to their leadership.
Oh,
Right.
God.
No, no,
nursed me
no,
back to
no.
health.
I've only had not Angel
Well,
of Darkness,
mostly
no.
anyway.
Well,
But it never really
in
was
that
the
case,
same
what did you think
Hold on, let's actually pay attention.
If
Yeah.
I didn't
Sorry.
find you, it's because you were
Ask me
already
in
dead.
text,
So
Tio.
you say.
Not
It's
only
the
data,
truth.
don't worry, I remember stuff.
So, what about all this?
Hold
Yeah,
on.
what about
This
this?
This cutscene is so
Myself?
stupid. I'm going to have
Hold
a
on,
big
hold on,
rant
hold
about it
on.
when it's
Let's
done.
listen.
First, I made better weapons and better armor,
Ugh.
so he could defend himself against those goblin tribes that would hurt him. And
Don't.
later, I made other things.
You know the weapons you have built have been used against our settlement.
Yeah.
I know now.
She only
bit.
knows now.
But
I
I,
guess Gundahar took care of his enemies in the goblin
wait
tribes
till the
and
cutscene's
began
over,
looking
Pedro.
for a way
By
to
the way,
take
Pedro,
revenge
before you
on
give your rant,
humans
I'm
for
going to have a
the
few
wars.
quick things to say.
As soon as I learned, I
But
stopped.
before that, can we have that little
Charlotte, I am
quick
so
question from
sorry
Tio?
for everything.
Hold on, cutscene
Don't
twist.
worry, Dweebs, I
Whatever
can
happened?
wait.
We're together again now.
And?
Please, we don't have much time. Come
Yeah,
with me.
screw you, Manty, let's bang.
What? Why not?
I've caused far too much suffering and destruction. I'm not fit for human company any longer.
No, don't be
Really?
silly.
No!
Sweetie, there are ways to say that you're into interspecies,
ever change your mind.
this is not one of them.
By the way, he's giving up on trying to convince her at this point.
No matter
That's
where
it.
I am,
He
Gave up after like
gives
a
up.
few seconds.
I promise.
Come on, Charlotte.
Goodbye,
No.
Doc.
Oh, okay then.
Okay.
I'm guessing I'm supposed to feel something here.
Okay, let me go off a few lists before Pedro goes.
This is the structure of a cutscene. not
Okay.
a proper-
Before Pedro goes off on his rant, allow me to list a few things. One, we literally opened that scene with Charlotte going, "You left me to die," and then they never actually cap that off. Like, seriously, for all we know, Charlotte still believes that he left her to die. Now, you would think that that's the reason that you know she's resentful and not going with him, but nope, actually. Apparently, it's because she realizes that the goblins were using those weapons that she made against human settlements because she somehow believed the lie that there were rival goblin tribes that Gundahar was supposedly trying to protect his goblin tribe against. And never mind the fact that, you know, it's kind of been well established that the goblins don't have separate tribes. And no, don't you dare try and do dances with goblins here. I mean,
maybe it's like a situation of civil war goblin or something like that.
Not just
No.
because
it's all a lie, Tio. That's the thing.
yeah, it is a
And
lie,
a
too.
blatant
Anyway.
lie at that. But okay, and finally though, okay, that's literally all we're gonna hear from her. But I want you to remember, guys, she said here that she knows that the goblins are using these for
Yes.
bad. Wait for
I'm
a
with
later
Joker.
scene.
Remember that. Remember that, guys.
Okay.
She just told us that she knows that the goblins are using her machines for evil.
Remember that for a later scene. I'll go more
Yes.
into why I'm really not a fan of Charlotte's
We
character. But now, Pedro, your turn. Take it away.
After this cutscene.
All right, I
Oh,
forgot there's
the
another
sound
cutscene.
generator. Oh, what the hell?
You're gonna need to stay far back so you don't get electrocuted. Better yet, I'll meet you up top that hill. I'm guessing that's where
Conveniently,
we'll
he can
find
just go up the
Gundahar.
stairs.
Electrocution here would be a fitting end. She doesn't love me.
Oh no, my wife doesn't love me anymore. It's
You've
all
been living
over.
you've been living without her for 20 years. You're not really
Now, you
worse
make
off than
sure
when you
you're
came
long
in.
gone.
You know what I love,
Dipshit
Pedro?
stuff.
The fact that he's more distressed about that and not more distressed about the fact that it's his wife that's kind of been causing destruction. Also, Knack, that could have killed him.
Not just that, this is what passes for carry. Knack could there be even.
Aw, isn't that cute, guys? Next being all cheeky
Yeah,
again.
not just that. Knack could have said something more inspirational than that, but no, he just refused.
And he
Anyway,
shouts him.
Go on, Pedro.
That cutscene is so stupid, I have to basically break it down. First off, okay, so basically what you're telling me is that Charlotte decided to just immediately assume that her husband left her, even though she has no real reason to believe any of that. Not to, and also.
Oh,
so
and look
she
at that, the
create-
gate shows up again. Sorry.
She also mentions how the goblins apparently want revenge for the Crystal Wars. Now you're probably wondering, what the hell are the Crystal Wars? It's lore. But you're talking about Pedro, there's no lore in this game. Well, it's lore that will only be explained in the sequel. So, just take Merc's word for it, too. There's this lore thing called the Crystal Wars. It's because of the Crystal Wars that the goblins are evil, too. Because of the Crystal Wars.
Oh,
You
but
don't- you don't know
Pedro.
what the...
Pedro.
It's weird. It's
You're
one
for-
of those things that should be done is like in the traditional
Pedro.
version at the beginning of the
Don't
game.
forget though, there's actually a purpose to the Crystal Wars in this story, as we'll see with the later scene with Gundahar. Remember?
That, too. Well...
I'll bring it up
more
when
or
we
less.
get there.
More or less, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, not just that. So you're telling me that Charlotte thinks that the goblins are using this she's now. Oh, I know now that the goblins are using my creations for evil. Well, what did you think they were gonna use it for, you dumb bitch?
To make chocolate.
Because when I look at Gandahar, he definitely looks like a nice guy, doesn't he, guys?
Oh, okay, maybe
From
he's...
his name, he looks so.
I mean, maybe he's just, a strict but
He's
hard
an
ruler. No, he doesn't even try that. I mean, there's gonna be a later cutscene.
He's a goblin leader with an evil-looking face, voiced by Matthew Mercer, and I'm supposed to believe that this guy is apparently not gonna use the machines for evil. Also, my God, Mark must have lobotomized Laura because I don't know what he did, but he sucked out all of her energy.
Now,
She sounds terrible as Charlotte.
Now
Not just that, her face looks really ugly.
Yeah, that's another thing. Her face is barely animated, sucking out any emotion the scene could have possibly had. Fortunately for the sequel, Mark got the art director of Gravity Rush 2 to work on it, so the art direction in the sequel will be much better.
yeah, now, okay. Now, for those of you still trying to rationalize the plot, you're probably thinking, well, maybe he's gonna go for, the typical, but sometimes well done plot of, well, looks can be deceiving, or maybe it's not what you think. Yeah, okay.
No.
Okay, so let's assume Gundahar was really a just leader just trying to do the best for his tribe because, well, okay, as history has shown, humans have been as much dicks as the goblins, apparently. Well, not only is that later cutscene involving the Crystal Wars kind of gonna shoot that completely in the foot, but the later cutscene clearly shows Gundahar being evil and practically laughing in Charlotte's face about it.
Not just that, but Teo, I'm also going to get this out of the way right now because knowing you probably might think this possibility. Even Dark Lord Shadow 1 decided to address that possibility in his review. This is not a case of Stockholm Syndrome. We're not blaming the victim, trust me. Later on, it's going to become really clear that Charlotte is not being held hostage or imprisoned by the goblins. She's free to leave if she wants. Trust me, this is not
Which
a
is
case.
weird on its own anyway.
Which
So
is
trust
really...
me, this is not a case. Trust me, this is not a case of Stockholm Syndrome.
Which is really weird, Pedro, because when you think about it, considering how blatantly evil
that's
Gundahar
more
turns
like
out to be, you'd think
time
that
to
they'd
take care
actually
of
have been
the
keeping her
tanks
against her
and
will.
So before we end, what was that?
Actually, one more thing before we go. In case you guys missed it, she also said that when she fell into the pit, Gundahar found her and nursed her back to health. Okay, remember, Gundahar hates humans. He hates humans with all his might because of what happened in the Crystal Wars, to be explained in the sequel. So why the fuck did he save a human who was at the brink of death? I mean, for what purpose? I mean, I get that Charlotte is a scientist who can make machines,
But he didn't know.
he didn't know. I mean, what did he do? Did he actually? Oh, a human. Hey, can you build machines? And she's like, oh, I can. Oh, okay, then we'll save you that. I'm pretty sure that's not how it went. The whole plot, whatever little was left of it, completely falls apart in this one cutscene.
Oh, Pedro, it's going to fall apart even more in... I don't know if it's the
Yo.
next cutscene, but the cutscene coming
before,
up.
So before we go, Tia, what was that question you wanted to ask?
Simple. You mentioned about the fact that you don't like the "you fail me" plot of a character after it's presumed dead and then shows up years later. I forgot when we actually recorded that. What do you think when it was handled in Miracle Mask?
Oh, well, Miracle Mask actually did it well because...
I asked Dweebs, not you, Jova.
Yeah, honestly, I think Miracle Mask has the weaker plot of the prequel trilogy. So
That's not the
can,
question that I asked.
again, I can't really remember.
All right, we'll resolve that off screen. See you on the next part, everyone.
See ya.
See ya, everybody.